as mentioned off the top. Sens rookie camp begins on Saturday. I think it goes for 10 or 11 days. And kind of interesting to see how many guys are of interest. There's the usual suspects or the usual types of suspects where you look at them and you go, oh yeah, filler. There's quite a few of those. But to me, of the 24 guys that have been invited to camp, I count about 12 that I have at least some level of interest in. Don't know if there's going to be jobs for them all, given that the NHL team is so freaking young, but it speaks to the level of assets they have. And somewhere down the line, there's going to be guys you can take your time with. You don't have to rush, or you can use some of them as trade chips. It's as good as it gets, I think, in recent years as far as a well-stocked cupboard, Greg.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now as you're speaking, and I agree with you. There's a lot of people there that I'm really interested. I'm sorry I'm not in town because I would just love to see it. I'd love to see how, like, just looking certain guys here. I'm really interested in seeing Levi Marilainen play. I'm interested in how JBD looks. Like he should be the star of the show on the blue line, should he not? I want to see Ben Roger play. I've heard up and down Lassie Thompson. He's good. He's bad. He's not great. He's the same. Like, I'm interested to see where he's at. Angus Crookshank did a pretty admirable job there late in the season last year in Belleville. See where he's at. Ridley Gregg. There's just lots of guys there that really spark something. I hope you're going to go and you're going to take footage and you're going to fill me in on it every day, right?
I don't know if I'll be there every day. Lots of media projects on the go beyond this one, but I'm definitely going to try and get over there where I can. And you think about, some of the guys you didn't mention, Sokolov, Pinto, Ostapchuk was their second rounder this year. Mark Kastelik seems like a sort of a big body centerman that would be potentially a nice fit on a third or a fourth line someday. Robbie Yarventia. So yeah, there's lots of guys to be kind of interested in. If you were to come up with Gregg's medalists, your gold, silver, and bronze medal prospect of this group, like what would that look like? And I'm going to put a caveat in here that you cannot pick guys who've played in the NHL already. So that pulls Pinto out, and that pulls out JBD.
Okay.
So beyond that, who are the three guys? Let's say this. Everybody has to be released, but you can protect three guys. Who are they going to be?
Mads Søgaard, I think, will be the number one goalie there. He'll be the top guy. I'm going to go one goalie, one D, one forward. How's that?
Good.
I think that the top D, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that since you said I can't have JBD, I'm going to say that it's time for Lassie Thompson to step up and show what he's made of and make a real impression. And up front in that group of forwards, it's between Sokolov or Ridley Gregg for me.
You have to pick one.
I have to pick one? Then I'm going with Sokolov. Ridley Gregg's going to be great, but Sokolov will be the stud forward of the camp. And you?
Well, I think all things being equal, I make my decisions a little bit based on what I have in the NHL right now, and I wonder if eventually there'll be room for another centerman at this stage of the game. Because, again, you've got the options, in the NHL right now. You're still trying to figure out, okay, is it Pinto or is it Colin White as the second line center? I might even wonder if Ridley Gregg, makes a bit of a move in this training camp. Like, he has a chance, and I'm not going to write him off out of the mix completely. Like, if he lights it up in a real training camp, which we haven't had in a couple of years, who knows? Sky's the limit. They do like him a lot. He had the Western Hockey League didn't play a ton of hockey, but certainly he lit it up. And I think if I'm to choose, I'm probably going to go keep Ridley Gregg. But again, it's tough. It's so tough because I like the idea of Sokolov as well. And he seems like such a quality guy. It just seems like another great guy in the room. But everything you hear about Ridley Gregg plays with a bit of an edge with some offensive upside too. So I'm going to go Ridley Gregg. I did hear when I put this out on Twitter, some people like Max Gannett as a wild card for the question. I've not seen him enough to say, absolutely. I want to save that guy. I'm not going to favor him at 187th overall from the guy who in the same draft went 19th overall in the first round. It's got to be Lassie Thompson, and it's got to be Mads Søgaard, I think, in those two positions. So there's your medalists as far as developmental camp goes and the rookie camp and such.
Marilainen should be good to watch.
Yeah, I think he's probably the guy we're going to see for Finland at the World Junior Hockey Championship. So Yeah, the goaltending position, even Kevin Mandolese, wasn't he like the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League goalie of the year last year?
He was, yeah.
So pulling Pinto and Jacob Bernard-Docker out of that earlier discussion, is there anybody that really, I mean, because it seems like there's almost no NHL jobs up for grabs right now with the Ottawa Senators, and there might not be for quite some time. There's a few guys, I guess, that are going to have expiring contracts. But if you're like a skilled guy and you're thinking you're going to be in the NHL with the Ottawa Senators here in the next couple of years, other than that second line center role, things are pretty much set in that top six, aren't they?
Yeah, but there's also, I think there's a spot there, third line right wing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's that may very well turn out to be Igor Sokolov's job to win or lose in training camp.
Yeah.
And as for number 2 center, is it Pinto? Is it Colin White? Who knows who's going to end up there? I would think Pinto has the inside track. Just from an offensive standpoint, he brings a little more than White's ever going to bring, I think.
Right.
But yeah, that third line right wing's a hole there that I'd love to see Sokolov. Not just that I want to see him there. I want to see him have the skill to play there. Right. Like it'd be nice for him. Good kid. Great article from Ian Mendez. I don't know if you read it yet on Sokolov on The Athletic. I'd love to see that kid play in the NHL, but I don't want him there just because he's a good guy. I want him to have the skill set and the required commitment and work ethic and all that sort of stuff that he belongs there. That would be great.
Yeah, and he does seem like a guy that would be doing that Brady Tkachuk thing, setting up Camp Sokolov in front of the net on a power play situation and just cramming in dirty goals. He would be a big body that is very, very hard to move. The one other name that's in the mix here that he still hasn't signed, but Logan Brown. I mean, Cap Friendly is, with their depth charts, they're taking their best guess just like anybody else. But I found it interesting that they kind of slid Logan Brown onto the NHL roster on the depth chart. And again, it's all guesswork at this stage of the game because nobody really knows. First, you got to get him signed. But if he does sign and ends up at camp, they slid him in there at right wing on the fourth line. That doesn't seem like the optimum place for a Logan Brown. I think he needs to be at center because he is an excellent passer. But I don't know if I see him mucking it up on the fourth line.
Okay. Are we YouTubing this one, or is this one going straight to podcast? Because I did a world-class shoulder shrug and eye roll when you brought up the Logan Brown name. I've had enough of Logan Brown, for God's sake.
We still got to talk about him until he's gone from the organization. He has to. He's in that mix, and we are talking about young players right now, and he can't be dismissed from that discussion.
Where's my Dunrobin Distilleries?
You get nothing. You get nothing like it. Yeah. Anyway, so
okay. So is he gonna? I don't even think they're gonna sign him. I don't even think he's gonna sign. Like, he's gonna do everything he can to get the hell out of here. He's probably out there begging for somebody to give him an offer sheet just so the Sens can walk away. Like, I'm sure he's. I can't see it. He just no, please no.
I'd like to see like a Parker Kelly or someone like that who's in one of those shift disturbers or something. Yeah, someone like that sliding into a fourth line scenario. You wonder about Scott Sabourin. He was signed for a reason.
Yeah.
It's a two-way deal and everything, but we all know DJ Smith loves that guy, and he loves to have a guy that's not named Brady Tkachuk ready and willing to drop them if the need should arise. So those are the types of players, even like a Logan Shaw, that I'd like to see sliding into that mix. But that is a position. I brought it up mostly because if it's not Logan Brown, as pointed out by Cap Friendly, as the depth chart right winger on the fourth line, then it does create an opportunity for somebody.
Okay, fair enough. I'd like to see Parker Kelly. I had a kid play here last year for us who played in Prince George with Parker Kelly. And I asked him, I said, okay, is this guy going to play someday in the NHL, or is he just going to be a quality character leadership guy and play a long career in the minors? And the kid assured me, he said, no, he will play in the show, guaranteed. So there you go.
There you go. So this is what, just for fun, because people always like this stuff. The four forward lines look like this. Tkachuk, Norris, Batherson on the top line. Then White between Stützle and Brown. DJ Smith has already said that he fancies Stützle playing with Brown for the coming season. It kind of breaks up the Nick, Paul, Connor Brown angle, right? which worked so well together. And I think it will continue to, at least in the shorthanded and the penalty kill side of things. But you saw them together, the way they looked at the World Hockey Championship with the winning goal and such, and they looked great through the whole tournament. I wonder if that is a temporary measure, but we shall see. But Paul is listed with Pinto and Watson on the third line, and then the fourth line. Again, this is cap-friendly spin on things. Doesn't mean Jack Swat, just doing this for fun. Formanton on the left side with Tierney at center and Logan Brown on the right side. So that's how they lay out as far as cap-friendly goes.
How exciting. Please, no. I think my fourth line.
Okay, beyond the Logan Brown.
My fourth line looks better with Paul, Tierney, and Watson. And Pinto up on the second line, Colin White on the third line, and or even, you could put Tierney on the third line if you want. I don't care. But I want to see somebody other than Logan Brown playing right wing on this team when they break camp.
Okay, so I thought the video was going to be called a breakdown of Sens development and rookie camp, but I'm going to retitle it, Gregg Still Hates Logan Brown and Talking About Logan Brown. Thanks for being with us, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of other videos here on the YouTube channel. SensNationHockey.com is the website. And we'll talk to you next time.